What we gonna do right now is go back, way back. Give me your thing. Baby.
What's up? I thought you was gonna start hanging out with the big girls again. What is all this trash?
But you like that girl, hit the ground, hit it up, and you hear that sound. Fat girl just looking so sweet. Fat girl don't make it easy. Fat girl just shake it, don't wait. Big girl, let me see you do a spin. Let go, let me see you touch the ground. Shake it up, back down. Top me is in the house. Work it, work it, work it, work it, work it, big girl, 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 like you around. Fat girl, keep going, don't quit. Fat girl, just move the damn hip. Fat girl, get down, don't stop. Fat girl, wanna see the pop. Shake it, fat girl, shake it fast. Fat girl, nigga, wanna see that. Fat girl, bounce like a pro. Fat girl, go what you know. Fat girl, shake till you rip through what? On the web, that's hard part two. Lips and eyes, y'all know the game. Fat girl, don't have no shame. Shake that ass, bounce to the beat. Fat girl, shake it, jiggle like me. St. Louis, back to the top. Fat girl, like to do the ride. Work it, work it, work it, big girl, 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 like do the ride. Hey, hey, mo hey. Let me hear you say, hey, hey, mo hey. Big girls like do the ride. Shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, to the ground, to the ground, to the ground, to the ground.
I'm sick of this. Now I want to show y'all a real show with the big girls.
Oh, fat girl, part 3. Can't hang with 100% beat. Fat girl, know that happen. Don't quit. Fat girl, run like you own it. Put your hands on your hips and grip it. Nothing new, I'm loose like it off the net. Fat girl, bring the crew to top the ground. If not, I'ma pull the panties down. Fat girl, bounce hot, stop tripping. If you do, get chicken and hot bitch. With a lot right, come to the nice speed. I really shit, get the day in the wear team. Bounce fat girl, show the boss a shot. Let me see if the fat or not. Don't put fat girl, y'all like the down. Let you out, let me see y'all do the rap.
I'm serious. Where you are, not the farewell. Oh, not the Britney Spears. Hey, how you doing? Oh, but ain't the little leprechaun. Girl, your wings is so up. You look a mess. All about the big girls. What about the big girls?
Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, you can suck all the fat off your ass. Big girl, go, big girl, go. Hey, what up, y'all? It's Monday, and welcome to another edition of the Uncle Luke Show podcast. Yo, it's the Luke Show podcast on your video. It's the Luke Show, Luke Show. It's the Luke Show podcast on your video. Hey. Yes, we are getting ready to have us a big show today. This show gonna be big. It's gonna be big. Hey, hopefully you guys had a great weekend. I know you had a great weekend because your weekend went a bit like you got to watch some football. You got to enjoy yourself with your family. You got to go to the beach if you're in South Florida. And if you're up the road, you got to go to, ice skating in the winter.
Play in the snow. Do something. I heard it was like 50 degrees in Atlanta. I mean, parts of the coast was feeling good. But now there's a cold front coming in. So y'all ass going to get cold again. And us down here in sunny South Florida, we're going to be in the sunshine, and you are going to be upset. You know, I like to haze my friends. You know, I like to send them the temperature on my dashboard. The temperature is 85 degrees and cool. I'm petty like that, but I do shit like that. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you all to the Uncle Luke Show podcast. We're brought to you by Luke Gear, only sponsor. That's the only one I want right now. I got a lot of sponsors that want to be sponsors of the show, but I'm not ready for y'all. I want the numbers to go so high so I can charge y'all so much more money. At least I'm being honest about it. But we're on YouTube, Uncle Luke TV. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. We're on Instagram, Uncle Luke, the real Uncle Luke, Uncle Luke, the real one on Instagram. We're also on Facebook, my fan page. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe over there. And we're also on X, Uncle Luke Real One on X. So with that said, man, it has been a whole bunch of shit going on this weekend here. I don't even know where to start at to keep it a buck. I really don't know where to start. I mean, we got Donald Trump taking over Venezuela and he got his eyes on Cuba. You know Marco Rubio is ready to go into Cuba. We're going to talk about that. We got Stephen A. Smith once again is in trouble again. This man goes on vacation, comes back, and starts some more shit. I mean, he's in trouble again. Put his foot in his mouth, dealing with this Minneapolis shooting, this ICE agent, you know, and so people are questioning whether or not we'll get into that. Then we have the reporter in Jacksonville. Young lady, African-American woman, said some nice things to the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Everybody just lost their fucking mind, including Jamel Hill. Everybody just lost their mind and they had something to say. I also baited. I'm always posing questions on Twitter. Some would say I'm baiting people. Large part of it is yes, because I want to check the pulse of the average American people here in this country, including reporters, because I don't really like reporters, to just keep it a buck. I don't like them because they're sometime-ish, you know, and they're sometime-ish. Most of them be acting like bitches, you know, they act stupid shit. I just think the FCC is a disgraceful organization because they allow these people to play games with the Constitution called freedom of the press, or part of the Constitution called freedom of the press. And I think a lot of these organizations, whether news outlets or reporters, take advantage of that because freedom of the press is not what you think it is right now. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the national championship game, the Cafe Kolache Bowl, the Julio Ramundo Bowl, the Cuban Bowl here in Miami, It just seems like it's a storybook. I don't understand. I know, but it's all good. Shouts out to my Cuban friends, especially the ones over there in how I live. Those were the real Cubans at. Ain't no more Cubans on Southwest 8th Street. They done gentrified that. You thought they was only gentrifying the black community, but they gentrified Little Havana also while they were at it. So let's get right into it. So a Jacksonville reporter, she said this.
Thank you. You hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank you.
And you did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
So she said that. Some very nice words to her head coach. It's obviously an African-American woman. Said some beautiful, eloquent words to her head coach. from a black newspaper, black newspaper, black media in Jacksonville. God damn it, I'm gonna get the name of the her media outlet because it needs to be known. She goes out there and say that to the coach because when you're covering a team and you're local reporters and you're covering the team, you wish the best. You're invested in that too. So a large part of you being a fan is there because you're from the community. You live and die for the community. You hurt when your team is losing. You hurt when your team is being taken advantage of. When they got the wrong coach, when they got the wrong management, when they got the wrong general manager, when things are going bad, and you're very critical. Similar to what they have in Cleveland. This young lady came out and said those words to her coach. She was attacked by everybody in the world. Jamel Hill. Look at Jamel Hill comments. That can't be a reporter. It can't be a reporter. Because if so, period, I would not have used the term awesome. Now that's Jamel Hill. This is fucking Jamel Hill. Black woman who was unfairly treated on ESPN because she was black. A black woman who was unfairly treated on ESPN because she was very outspoken of Donald Trump. Now, this is I consider her a friend of mine. She checks me. If I say something wrong on Twitter, she'll check me. But in this moment, I got to check her. Jamel, you're dead ass wrong. Jamel, you don't need to be on every tackle. Some things you need to sit them out. You protect this black woman like all other black women protected you and every other black woman on TV. Not the ones who marry the white men and who tear down black men. Not them one on TV. Not them one. Because I turned my motherfucking TV off. Y'all know who they are. I ain't gonna call no names. But the real sisters was taken off the air on ESPN. And Uncle Tom's was left. You came in, you had to marry a white man to keep a job at ESPN. Let's keep it a buck. So I don't expect Jamel Hill to make this statement. I said to her, why do we have to conform to the standards of white reporters? Why do we have to conform to that? Why do you chastise this black woman, question whether she's a reporter, throw her up under the bus because of your standards, and your standards may be down the lines of every other fucking reporter who's, look at this, unprofessional. These are the white men. They're jumping on the black lady. Jumping on the black lady. All over the place. Another one. Either be a reporter or be a fan. Another one. These are the white men. These are the white men going after this black woman. Here we go. That's her. Jacksonville Free Press. Black newspaper. So, black newspapers, black media, we have to conduct ourselves like white media. I expect this from these white people. But I don't expect this from her. I don't expect this from you, Jamel. No, I fucking don't expect this from you. I expect you to defend her to the utmost. I expect you to understand black media. And that we don't do shit the same way. Deion Sanders don't do shit the same way. We don't do shit the same way. There's nothing wrong with this lady saying to her coach, You did a good job. Keep your head up. You and the team. There's nothing wrong with that. Why does she have to conform to the same bullshit as white media? But I'm going to tell you this. There's white media, and none of these motherfuckers had this to say.
Cincinnati. And I really hope this is not the last time we get to talk to you face to face. I think you've had to deal with things, especially this year, that were unfair, that you had to coach a team that was, especially on offense, that was inferior to the teams that you faced. So I don't expect you to answer that. I just want you to know that's how I feel.
I respect that from you, as you know, and you guys know this game is never going to be about one person, and that includes me.
So the white reporter at the end of the season, who reports for the Cleveland Browns, did the same thing the black woman did, but he didn't get that backlash. He didn't get the same smoke. He didn't get these fucking tweets. He didn't get this from John. He didn't get this. He didn't get this from Jamel. He didn't get these things. He didn't get the hate. He didn't get none of that shit. But she got it. Now make this shit make sense. She got all the fucking smoke. Oh, she's unprofessional. Oh, she needs to get her credentials taken away. Oh, she's unprofessional. Oh, she want to be a fan, get a fucking ticket. She should not have credentials. But this man said this same shit to Savansky. I got to play this again. I got to say it, play it again.
And I really hope this is not the last time we get to talk to you face to face. I think you've had to deal with things, especially this year, that were unfair, that you had to coach a team that was, especially on offense, that was inferior to the teams that you faced. So I don't expect you to answer that. I just want you to know that's how I feel.
I respect that from you, as you know, and you guys know this game is never going to be about one person, and that includes me.
So it's okay for him to say it. But when the black woman does this,
you hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank you.
You did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
so what the fucking same energy? What the same energy? But listen. I know they're going to do it to us. But what I got a problem is when we do it to ourselves. So I gave you 2 Cleveland Browns. Then the question becomes, when I look at the timeline, I don't follow Cleveland Browns like that. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't follow. No, bullshit. We all followed Cleveland Browns. It's all bullshit. Because we looked at Shador to see what the fuck he was doing every fucking day. Every game. We had to be on point. We had to be there to sit up there and fucking go at Kevin Stefanski like a motherfucker. So we looked at the fucking Cleveland Browns. I looked at more goddamn Cleveland Browns than I ever looked at in my entire fucking life. And I had one of my kids playing over there. Duke Johnson. I ain't looking at this much motherfucking Cleveland Brown since law alive. I take the motherfucking Miami Dolphins because I got to do a radio show here in Miami on Tuesday to talk about the Miami Dolphins. My team is the Dallas Cowboys. I watch every fucking game of the fucking Cleveland Browns, including the press conferences. We all sat there and watched it. We all sat there and watched when Stefanski never gave Shador a game ball. We all sat there and watched Dylan Gabriel go up there and shit up the place. We watched every fucking aspect of that game. We watched when Deion Sanders and his girlfriend showed up to the game. We watched every aspect of the Cleveland Browns. So that is absolute bullshit when we say, oh, no, I didn't watch the Cleveland Browns. That's my excuse. I didn't know this exists. No, motherfuckers. What's the difference between Charlie Kirk and you motherfuckers? Oh, she's black. I guess she has a DEI. Press credentials. That's some fan shit. But when a white man do it, it's okay. That's not a question. All of you reporters, including Jamel Hill, my good sister, you owe this lady an apology. If you can't be woman enough and man enough to apologize to her, then listen, you're full of shit. I'm just going to keep it up. Because when you're wrong, you're wrong. Man, woman, you got to know when you're fucking wrong. No different than R. Kelly. Another good friend of mine, reporter. I go on Twitter. What did I do on Twitter? I say, hey, look, they're playing NCAA National Championship game on MLK Day. How about going to get some HBCU refs? How about going to get the officials from the SWAC? That would be fucking great. You're playing this game on MLK Day. Omar Kelly jumps out there and questions whether or not black officiating from HBCU are qualified to officiate this game. Now, mind you, we just saw Big Ten, SEC, and all these motherfucking conferences go and coach and ref these games and absolutely shit it on themselves. Game after game after game after game. It can't get no fucking worse than that. The calls after calls and non-calls and bullshit targeting calls and no calls. Motherfuckers play the whole motherfucking game and don't pull a flag out until 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Really? Motherfuckers is undressing motherfuckers out there. And Omar Kelly, you want to question HBCU refs? The last time I checked, there's no officials in no conference in the NCAA that's full-time employees. All of them work for the conference. All of them have to get certified by the same, go through the same certification process. There's a thing called instant replay. So what's the difference between you, Omar Kelly, and Charlie Kirk? Or anybody that questions whether or not HBCU refs can ref this fucking game? What did Charlie say? Charlie said when he gets on the airplane, he gets a little nervous because he don't know, he see a black pilot, he gets nervous. When he affirmative action, this and that and all this, what's the difference? See, once again, it's us doing it to us. It's called an NCAA. You are an NCAA official. You have to be held to a certain type of standards as an NCAA official. You have to go through the same certification as an NCAA official. Yes, you work for conferences, but all of a sudden, because you're in the black conference, you're not qualified. Speaking of not qualified, here we go. Stephen A. Smith and some more shit because of these comments.
At some point in time, we're going to have to ask ourselves that question. And I think the time is sooner than later. Because again, from a legal perspective, don't expect this ICE officer to be prosecuted. I'm telling you right now. She was in the car, Renee Nicole Good, 37 years of age, protesting, blocking off the streets. ICE wanted her to move. An officer got in front of the car. Another officer got to the side of the car, and then she tried to take off. And in their eyes, the Christy Gnomes of the world for the Department of Housing, of Homeland Security, I'm sorry. And other folks on the right are saying, yo, they consider it an act of domestic terrorism because she tried to run over an ICE officer. It's not going to be prosecuted. My point is, let's not focus on that for a second, okay? She was wrong to drive off. She should not have done that. Or she should have asked the officer, I'm pulling over. Could you move out the way, please? Instead of trying to disregard him totally to the point where you're going to take off and potentially hit him, and he moves out the way and draws his gun and shoots through the front windshield and took her out. But it wasn't necessary. You could have arrested her. You could have spared the woman's life. You didn't have to kill her. We've seen plenty of incidences throughout the United States of America, historically and frequently, and recently, where people who committed crimes or people whose behavior weren't indicative of law-abiding citizens who were simply obeying law enforcement officials, we've seen them walk away alive. We've seen them walk away cuffed, but they walked away alive. So even though the law, from a literal perspective, might be on his side, the reality is that your humanity comes into question because you didn't have to kill her. She didn't have to die. But that's the country we're living in now.
See, there's a lot of people that hate Stephen A. Smith, so they jump on him for these comments. They're jumping on him for these comments because they just absolutely hate him. If you listen to the entire, which is what I just played, and if you take your hate for him out of the way, he balanced it off in the right way. He said on one hand, which I totally disagree. There were some things that he said I totally disagree with, on the fact that she stopped. She originally stopped. When you look at the steering wheel, she was turning away from the officer. Her friend was trying to get in the car with J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. See, we live in America where you have J.D. Vance, Donald Trump. They're going to defend ICE officers because they don't want to put ICE officers on the street to run around like the Gestapo. And when you go look up the Gestapo, Hitler's Gestapo, it's a direct parallel. See, everything is Nazi-driven from Musk and white nationalists. This whole administration is driven by white nationalists. Everything about it, all aspects about it, and anybody that they fuck with. That's why if you talk bad about black people, if you talk bad, if you try to rewrite history, black history, get rid of it all, you become a white nationalist, and they're going to respect and they're going to support you no matter what. So this group of ICE officers that are conducting themselves in this way, when Stephen A. Smith say, oh, when you say but, or when you give them any, in this climate, you can't give them nothing. It was all wrong, Stephen. Everything about it was wrong. These people were protesting. It was all wrong. DOJ rules and regulation clearly states you cannot shoot at a moving car. That car was not trying to run him over. She was not trying to run him over. Look at the steering wheel. The lady turned like this. She backed up and she turned. He was on the side. He never got hit. He took the gun and started unloading on that lady. He was definitely wrong. So to get on here and try to make a show out of it or try to create balance of it all, and I got to say, I'm sorry for even trying to help you create balance because there is no balance at all in this. It was wrong to shoot and it's so crazy that this shit consistently happens in Minnesota. Is Minnesota the place where you can shoot unarmed black men like George Floyd get away with this shit, and now you're shooting unarmed white women, a mother, cold-blooded, in the middle of the streets, and then you run around with a fucking mask on. These guys are running around with masks on, doing what they want to do with no accountability, no responsibility. They're hiding behind this shit. This man ain't gonna get prosecuted. One thing Stephen A. Smith did say, he's not gonna get prosecuted because he's a federal agent. And the people that needs to prosecute him is Kash Patel, FBI. Kash Patel, FBI ain't about to fucking go against Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. No. See, back in the old days, the DOJ and the FBI were separate and apart from the president. That shit ended with Comey. When Trump say, Comey, you gonna do what I say do, I'm gonna get your ass up out of here. He got his ass up out of here. And then now we have this here. We have a totally different situation right now. Donald Trump gets on the Twitter and say, Pam Bundy, go put these motherfuckers in jail. Pam Bundy, go put the motherfuckers in jail. And if a motherfucker in there don't want to put a bitch in jail, then Pam Bundy will fire your ass and get somebody, some real estate lawyer to do it. This is the America that we're living in right now. So Stephen A. Smith, my brother, let me say this to you. And I like you. I love you. I love you like a brother. I'm just happy for you and everything that you've accomplished. Leave this podcast politics shit alone, bro. Because every time you fuck with it, you getting you don't need this shit. You do enough first take. Leave that shit right there and go fucking sit home. Because every time you get on here, you fighting a war that you can't win. You fighting a war that you can't win. There's nothing you can do on here that's gonna be right. Because you're digging yourself deeper and deeper, and you're gonna fuck around this podcast shit, gonna get you to lose your job. One week you're fighting Joy Reid, you're fighting Jamel Cherry Campion. Now you're fighting. You're over here fucking with these Fox reporters. You're looking like you're down with white supremacists, bro. You don't need, it's too much. But you can take my advice, or you don't. It's up to you. But this ICE shit is some real Gestapo shit. That's what it is. That's what it is. Now you're getting the law, getting ready to fight the law, and everybody going against the judge. Come on, man. Come on, man. Enough is enough. And that's where we at. So speaking of enough is enough, we got the Cafe Kolache Bowl. I call it Cafe. If you don't know what Cafe Klettech is, that coffee, Cuban coffee, you drink that shit, and it turns you into a superhero. Or we could call it the Tres Leche Bowl. Listen, I'm so happy for Cuban Americans here in Miami. I'm so happy for Cuban Americans because in Miami, Miami is a football town, large. We got a mixture of Cubans. We got a mixture of blacks. And now, and we're the superior being and when it comes to football and sports. Cubans play a lot of baseball. Excellent job. Cubans, Dominicans, and the Latinos, baseball, blacks, football, blacks, basketball. You have some Cubans that play basketball, but when it comes to football, we are dominant. So I'm so happy for Mario Cristobal in the University of Miami as a Cuban coach. I'm happy for Manny Diaz as a Cuban coach to win a conference championship because there was a large question whether or not Cubans could coach. I'm going to keep it a buck. There was a large questions around here whether Cubans could coach, and even my Cuban friends fucking wonder whether or not Cubans could coach. And some of the things that we've seen on the field. We could recruit like a motherfucker. But the question become coaching, we don't know. Game management, we don't know. Offensive plays, we don't know. Manny Diaz come in, they give him the whole kit and caboodles. He fucked that up, but he's going to Duke and doing a good job. But this championship kind of you know, because I love my Cuban friends. It sheds a light that on that community, which I'm proud of. I'm happy for the Cuban community here in Miami. I'm ecstatic. And it seems like a storybook situation here. You got Mario Cristobal going against Mendoza, Cuban kid, quarterback, who was not even recruited by Miami, who clearly tells you he lived half a mile from the University of Miami. He wanted to be a Hurricane so bad all of his life. He used to go out there and shoot hoops at University of Miami. But when he went to the camp, Manny Diaz did not offer him a scholarship. After going toe-to-toe with Cam Ward at the Cal game, he still wasn't offered a scholarship that was costing back an opportunity to be the University of Miami quarterback. And when we all thought, and I thought it too, I'm like, shit, Mario played football with his dad. They played on the same team at Christopher Columbus High School. Shouts out to Christopher Columbus High School. Y'all getting it in. Y'all doing good this year. And this kid wasn't afforded the opportunity on 2 separate occasions. And so now here he is, and I've been caping for him all year. People, Hurricane fans, but Luke, you don't play for Miami. Why are you talking so good about him? I'm like, he's a Miami kid. I coach high school football here in South Florida. We stick together no matter what. Our kids go all across the country and play ball. I want all of our kids to stay here. I want all of our kids to play here because when you look at the University of Miami and the success of this team, it starts with the kids who are from South Florida, boss. It starts with the Malachis and the motherfucking Reuben Baines. It starts with the Fletchers of the world. It starts with those kids who are right here from South Florida. They're the ones who drink gas and die for the team, and they're the ones who have put this team on their shoulder, and the rest follow. And I say it all the time. Each and every one of these playoff games, we are going to be coaching against our own, and we're going to be playing against our own. In each and every one of these games, even with the teams who lost, the star players came from Miami. The star players on this team on offense is Mendoza came from Miami. The kid who picked off the first interception in the Oregon playoff game, he came from Miami. Played at Chaminade Madonna High School. Can't wait to come down here and play because he said, look, I wasn't recruited by Miami. I got a chip on my shoulder. And that's what normally happens on a consistent basis, people. So this playoff game is big. It's got so many fucking storylines. But the Cuban American storyline, I love it. Because even with Mendoza, Cuban kid, quarterback in the Indiana team, Mario Cristobal, Cuban head coach. But to top it off, an artist that I discovered because I have so much love for the Cuban community. Even though my mother's mother, my great-great-grandmother is Cuban. That's where my daddy met my mom at, in Cuba. See, y'all ain't know that. But I have so much love for the Cuban community that it's some storyline shit. To top it off, you got the artist that I discovered, Pitbull, doing the fucking halftime show. It don't get They booked Pitbull a long time ago. They wasn't expecting this. This is like, like God just put this on a platform for this community. And you guys should be celebrated. You guys should be happy about this. You are you are just as much part of our community as we are. Our shit split right down the fucking middle. And then everybody else. Cubans, blacks, Miami. That's what makes up Miami. Then you got the other nationalities and shit. But that's how it is. So I'm so ecstatic and happy for this. It's like Café Kolache Bowl halftime performance by a Cuban rapper. By the way, he's the guy I discovered, Pitbull, long time ago. My guy. Chico, and I'm pretty sure he gonna bust out there with the jacket. You know, y'all remember that little story? You remember that jacket? You guys remember that? When I was on the cover with the Luke jacket and the hurricane jacket and the hurricane drawers and bandana and all that, behind the Pack Jam and all the 2 Live Crew members, these guys from California, I got these motherfuckers putting on a hurricane jacket and shit. You remember that? That's like my trophy. I passed that jacket on to people. It was like me passing the torch. If anybody else is going to pass the torch to, it's going to be one of my artists that I discovered. I gave him the jacket. Pitt, here's the jacket. Even though I couldn't fit it no more. So it'll be interesting if he pops out there with that jacket on. He probably can't fit that motherfucker. I was like, I tried to put it on. I was like, damn, I was that fucking skinny. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a big game for more reasons than one. I just can't wait for it to happen. Are we going to beat Indiana? Yes, we are. Everybody keep caping for Indiana. Oh, this team is so this, and this team is well put together. They don't make no mistakes. You don't make no mistakes until you get hit dead in the motherfucking mouth. When you get hit in the mouth, that's when you make mistakes. They said all these things about all of us at all times. They said, you name it. We weren't supposed to be nobody. We was 9-point underdog. Now we 7-point underdog. We was underdog every shit. Come on, man. I would be so fucking happy when we beat the shit out of these people to prove people are wrong again. It's like the old days. See, I was there in the bad times at the beginning. I was there in the good times. It was us against the world. These same pundits and these same reporters, University of Miami is not here. They're not shit. They're not going to be able to compete with these guys. These guys are 23 years old, and the average age of Indiana is 23 years old. Half of these motherfuckers got 7 years. 7 years. Well, we going to beat these old motherfuckers' ass. It's not a problem. Penn State had their ass on the ropes. Look at the teams that they scored all the touchdowns on. Come on, man. We don't see that shit. University of Miami right now could go beat the Miami Dolphins, their NFL team, and a whole bunch of these other NFL teams. We're going to run the ball right down their motherfucking throat in this hot-ass motherfucking weather. We're going to hit Mendoza in the mouth because Wesley going to remind him, hello, Mendoza, remember I knocked the shit out of your ass in the Cal game, and all the motherfuckers got on TV and started crying like little bitches talking about, oh, it should have been targeting. Hello, Mendoza, I'm going to knock the shit out you again. They never seen no hurricane like this. This is going to be a Category 8. Indiana, you're going to experience a Category 8 hurricane. From the time you walk up in this motherfucker, it's going to be some calm before the storm. We're going to hit you guys dead in the fucking mouth. On Wednesday, I'm going to break down the entire game of how we beat these people. Like I always do. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my show. I want to thank you all for joining us. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel, Uncle Luke TV. Make sure you go to my Twitter and my Instagram, Uncle Luke Real One. Follow me. Like, share, subscribe over there also. My Facebook fan page. I love you guys over there. Y'all always show up on time up in this motherfucker here. Uncle Luke fan page. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe over there. We try to give you the best. We give you the best shit over here. We give you the best shit. And that's what the fuck we do. So, until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, like Walter Cronkite always say, may the good news be yours. See ya Wednesday. Bye.
Make the booty go, 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 pop, pop, make the booty go, pop, pop.
I need some bad girls. I'm gonna let y'all hear my new song. I need some bad girls. Come on, baby. Come on, right here. You and you. Come on with that, your fine ass.
Sit on the dick and ride on it.